Tens of thousands of German auto jobs are straight up vanishing. And no, this ain't some recession. This is the fallout from a cold, calculated move by their number one rival. Today, we're getting into how Toyota played the long game and is now rocking the entire German auto world, maybe for good. For as long as I can remember, made in Germany, Volkswagen, Mercedes, BMW, that meant you were getting the actual best. But that reputation, it's taken a serious hit. The German auto industry is in a full-blown crisis, and we're talking over 51,000 jobs gone just last year alone. But things have updated. Take a look at this video by Wion. They have over 10.2 million subscribers, and they're going to be breaking down how German auto sector is hitting hard. Volkswagen, 35,000 jobs, Mercedes, 40,000 jobs, and the list goes on. Take a look at this.
And for now, we head into a very short break. But before we wrap up this edition, we take a look at the rising number of layoffs in Germany this year, especially in the German auto industry.
I'm going to take off the sound because they play mostly the sound in the background. I don't want a copyright strike. But take a look at this. Layoffs in Germany this year. Volkswagen, first up. Volkswagen had over 35,000 layoffs. And we're talking about 2025, the year to date. Let me speed it up. This is normal playback speed. I'm going to put it at about 2.0 playback speed. The video is about just 2 minutes long. Mercedes-Benz, 40,000 jobs. ZF Group, 14,000 jobs. ZF Group. Audi, 7,500 jobs. Bosch and Continental and Schaeffler, 7,000 jobs. Daimler Truck, 5,000 jobs. Like I said, it's just about 2 minutes long. So how did the so-called kings of the car world end up here? It's simple. A nasty mixture of arrogance, getting caught in scandals, and then making a desperate bet just to save face. It all kicked off with Dieselgate. You remember that? They got exposed, trust was shot, and they got backed into a corner. So what did they do? In a panic to look like the good guys, they went all in on one thing, pure electric cars. Billions of dollars on the table for an all EV future. That was very bold of them, maybe, but it was a terrible bet. The world just wasn't there as yet, and the average person couldn't deal with the high prices, the fear of running out of juice, and nowhere to charge the thing that they were buying. They basically built a trap for themselves and played themselves. And this whole EV gamble, it blew up at the absolute worst time. But first off, you have China. Now, while the Germans were busy selling old school gas cars over there, companies like BYD, they were perfecting the EV game. And next thing you know, the German giants are getting smoked in their biggest market. By 2024, their EV market share in China dropped to like 5%. And now, those same Chinese EV brands are coming for Europe right on their home turf. Then you got Germany's own broken down economy, sky-high energy costs, and the red tape made it a nightmare to build anything over there. So what they had was a perfect storm, a busted strategy, competition slept on, and a weak economy right at home. The whole thing left them wide open. We are at a turning point. If you want to understand who's making the moves and who's getting behind, you need to subscribe. So I will continue to give you the updates, and we break down these little power shifts every single week. But while Germany was betting the entire house on EVs, Toyota was playing chess. Everybody was calling them slow and laggard on EVs, but you have to see this. Toyota wasn't behind the curve. They were way ahead of it. Take a look at this.
Announcement it is set to make in our area here in just a couple of hours this morning. The company tells us it is expanding in order to meet demands for electric vehicles. Officials say the company will be investing $912 million in 5 U.S. manufacturing plants. Now, this is to increase hybrid capacity and bring hybrid electric Corollas to the lineup. This comes as Troy, Missouri is home to a Toyota casting plant. The company says the Troy plant will receive $57 million and add 57 new jobs. Production for the new line of electric vehicles will begin sometime in 2027. Missouri Governor Mike Keogh is reacting to all of this announcement, saying, quote, "We are proud to see Toyota continuing to grow in our state through such a significant investment in the Troy facility. This commitment is further proof of Missouri's status as an ideal location for leading automotive manufacturers, end quote. Toyota, though, set to make that official announcement about its investment this morning at 9, less than 2 hours from now, at the plant in Troy. We will be there and we will stream that for you.
Toyota had this multi-pathway strategy. Fancy name, but all it means is that they listened to what the customers actually wanted. And instead of forcing one option, they perfected their hybrids, looked at hydrogen, and developed EVs in the meantime. They knew that for most people, a hybrid was the perfect solution. Lower emissions, but without the EV price tag and the charging headaches. Now, everyone else is crying about slow EV sales, and Toyota looks like a straight-up genius. The company just dropped a massive investment of over $900 million to build more hybrids, as you're seeing here. And that's not a retreat. That's them pressing their advantage and taking over the market the other guys were too arrogant to serve. And the results? They're speaking for themselves. In Germany, you've got profits tanking and production falling off a cliff from its peak in 2017. And they're not even close to where they were before the pandemic. Meanwhile, Toyota is smashing sales records. Their electrified cars, which are mostly hybrids, are about to make up half of their US sales in 2025, in a market they already dominate. And here's the real gist of it. While German companies are firing their own people back home, Toyota's new investment is creating hundreds of manufacturing jobs in the United States. Now, the German brands are scrambling to push out more hybrids, but they're years behind. They're playing catch-up in a game Toyota has been winning for decades. Is German engineering dead? I don't think so, but the days of them being the undisputed champions are over. This crisis they're in isn't just a blip, it's a fundamental breakdown, and by getting so focused on one single vision for the future, they are completely forgetting about here and now. Toyota's hybrid gambit exposes their biggest weakness. At the end of the day, this isn't just about hybrids versus EVs. It's about one side being flexible and listening to the voice of the people, and the other side being rigid and arrogant. The king might not be dead, but his crown definitely is up for grabs. I want to thank you for joining me. Remember to grab a copy of my ebook, The Parts Manager Guide, and I will catch you in the next episode.